Hi there, Kris here with another vlog update for y'all. This week's episode, I think I'll be continuing work on Matt's Bio-Titan. And also show you guys some of the other things that I've been working on as well. Hasn't been a whole lot as I've been busy with painting for the Space Marine tutorials in the vault. And I believe that's about it. So, let's jump right back into the Titan. And so here we are with the Bio-Titan. You see here the arms are nice and magnetized, so you can kind of, I don't know, do something with his arms here. Not sure what, but should be lots of fun. It's going to be painted up to the rest of the color scheme of Matt's models. And so, on that note, let's start some painting, I suppose. Yeah. So we'll just grab some good old Devland mud. Everybody's favorite wash. Everybody loves this paint for some reason. Well, it's not paint, it's wash. I'll put these up on these little sponges here. I always like to try and keep, when you got like elements that are separate from the rest of them, I always like to keep them, you know, something soft, and so often the little sponges from model packs and such come in handy. Although I guess they're not quite as prevalent these days, getting the little sponges with the models. It's typically the metal models. And so anybody who's just getting into the hobby and getting into a lot of this stuff, you're not going to see a lot of sponges, because no metal. And so, some of you may have already noticed there's a little Storm Talon sitting here. And yes, he is painted red, because yes, somebody around here wants them for his Blood Angels, and so, and I know he's not supposed to have them in his army, but who cares? It's going to get painted up like a Blood Angel. And so let's start with one of these little arms here. Yeah. Some sorts of crazy details to this thing. Heck with it. Let's just start hitting this stuff. I'm going to go through probably quite a bit of this. So we're going to go for a pretty heavy wash. It's lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. And with these washes and such, often I see a lot of people, they just kind of smack it right onto the model, and you know, these washes are so much better than just simply, you know, just shellacking a model with it, as you can achieve like all sorts of effects with this stuff. And without, you know, just heavy-handedly putting it onto a model, you know, you can really get some nice color transitions and really try to use it simply just to tint the model. And you don't have to, like, you know, just use a big, you know, house brush and just pound this wash onto the model. You can be far more subtle with it and really achieve some really nice results. And yes, of course, you can just shellac the model with it. But anyway, I digress. See here, we're just gonna just use it right onto the model. Lots and lots of fun. I'm gonna probably go through probably 2 pots just doing this entire model. It's okay though. It's for a good cause. Just so that it's finally painted and everybody can say, yeah, at least it's finally painted. That was the whole intention of this, of doing this format, was just so that everybody can stop saying, get that model painted, because now it's going to be painted. I'm almost kind of busting into a bit of a Bill Clinton impression. Maybe that's how I'll do the rest of this vlog. Doing a Bill Clinton impression. some of you young people out there might not know who Bill Clinton is, and that's rather unfortunate. And so anyway, we're gonna continue painting our Tyranid Bio Titan with this. I can't do the whole thing. I lied, I'm not gonna do the whole thing. That would require more brain power than I have available right now, as I'm just concentrating on getting this into all the little crevices of the model. Oh, this happy little Bio-Titan. Oh, it's so happy. Eating up entire planets. Being a giant monster. And here we go into the little crevices. Yeah, I'm going to use quite a bit doing these arms. More than I was expecting. It's okay though. Lots and lots of little details. Oh, I think that's something that's broken. I didn't do it. Anything that was broken on this model was broken long ago. And you know what? I don't even know how old this model is. Like, how long since Matt purchased it. It's gotta be since 2-3 years. Well, he had it, I think, for the first Apocalypse game, for the first Apocalypticon. And so that's got to be, what, 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago. It's been a while anyway, right? I'm sure one of you guys out there knows how old this model is in his collection, because I certainly don't. You know, there's only so much space in my brain for so many details that I couldn't tell you. I hate these little pots and the lid won't stay open. It just annoys me to no end. And so, let's keep washing and washing. Some of these details, the wash doesn't want to get in there. You gotta make it go in there. And wash shouldn't be made to do anything. Well, maybe it should. I don't know. I'm rambling. Ramble, ramble, ramble. And so there we go. That arm is washed. I left the barrel because I'm going to do the barrel probably on some... I'm going to highlight the barrels in something, I don't know what, but give them some sort of highlight. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. And we'll leave that to dry. Now, let's do something a little bit more fun. Let's start on one of the limbs. I'm just going to keep this pot right here because I'm probably going to use it all up in this one video. Should make a video, how fast does it take to go through an entire pot of wash doing a Titan? Or even doing this as a time lapse. That'd be actually kind of fun too. Doing this bit of a time lapse. And just watch the whole process. Because I am going to be painting this off camera as well. I know a lot of you probably like to see me painting it on camera and oh, how did he do this and how did he do that? Such and such. Or maybe some of you don't care. I'm also open to that possibility as well. Some of you guys are listening to this and you're like, what is this man talking about? And to be honest, folks, I don't know. But I talk because you guys seem to enjoy this. I kind of enjoy it too. This gives me a chance to paint other stuff, and you know, I mean, can't always paint Space Marines and Eldar. I like to do some other stuff as well. And I do enjoy this. Like, this is also partly fun for me because, You know, I've never painted a Tyranid this size before. I used to paint Tyranids before. I used to have an army of them. And I didn't have a whole lot of them. I had about enough to do probably 1,800 points or so. And then I got rid of them. Sold them to a friend. So what I did? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah. And the color scheme I had for them was more of the Starship Troopers color scheme, with the kind of black carapace with the red and yellow. And I actually did up a Hive Tyrant that I entered into a Golden Demon here in Canada back in 02, 01 or 02 anyway. And you know, it made the first round, but didn't make it to the second round. And I was okay with that because I honestly didn't really put that much time into it, as I kind of just highlighted the black, you know, just dry brushed it really, you know, did some details, and then put like a black gloss on it, and you know, and it was kind of an interesting conversion. I also extended the carapace on its head, and that was the older version. It was standing up more, and it kind of had like that queen alien kind of head on it, and so that's what I had entered at the time, and you know, lots of fun. But yeah, I made first round, and then I can't remember if that was the last Games Day Canada. Maybe there was another one. I can't remember. It's been a while since Canada hasn't had a Games Day. And, you know, from what I'm hearing, the Games Days, North Americas, are kind of, they're not what they used to be. You know, especially since Games Workshop started doing this whole blackout on previews of upcoming things. And, you know, I think that's really kind of unfortunate because people don't get jazzed up about things. And so, like, you know, like, right now, what is anybody geared up about? Like, it's, you know, 6th edition's here now, so a lot of the talk isn't about what's coming out, you know, and you know, everybody's speculating this or that, but I mean, nobody really knows, you know. Like, the rumors lockdown is really, I think, kind of hurting everybody's enthusiasm for what's coming, you know. Like, I'm excited for like Eldar stuff coming up, but you know, it's kind of hard to get excited about something that, you know, I'm not sure. Like a lot of people, they're on a budget for how much they can spend on gaming, and you know, I mean, if you are a big Chaos player and you knew that there was going to be a big exciting demon coming down the road, well, you'd save your pennies for that, wouldn't you? And you know, they'd make a huge sale off of these people, you know, getting ready, getting geared up, because, you know, some people, you know, they only collect 1 or 2 armies, and it's really unfortunate that, you know, you don't cater to those people as well to get excited about future purchases. And that's kind of sad, because, you know, people like me, I mean, you know, I don't spend all my money on models, and you know, I'm not made of money, but I don't mind spending money on a really good model. And so that's why these days, like places like Forge World gets all my money, because, you know, they've got what I want, and so I'll spend the money. And now, especially since 6th edition has come out and flyers are really king now. Like in Apocalypse, flyers were really deadly. And, you know, really Apocalypse, flyers in Apocalypse were really the kings of the battlefield. As really, I mean, air superiority in any conflict is really the leading edge, right? As many would argue. And so now with 40K, you know, flyers are into the regular game, which is great, because, you know, I like it because, you know, I've got lots of flyers, and so my Eldar army can still compete in that aspect. You know, some armies, you know, Chaos, it's hard to say because, you know, well, they have the flyers from Forge World as well, but I don't know. And so, you know, I guess people can still purchase that stuff, but, you know, I don't see a lot of Chaos players with a lot of the flyers and things like that, and so, I don't know. Just try to shut this for a bit here, just so I'm not completely trying it all out. I don't think it really matters, but as I am fully intending to use the whole bottle on this model, and bottle on the model. I'm using a whole bottle on a model. Maybe I have to be the first wargaming country singer. Probably not. I used the bottle on my model, and I made a terrible song. And probably everybody's turning down their speakers at the moment, going, "Geez Louise, this man is talking all sorts of craziness." But either way, you know what I mean. I think you guys are clever enough to know what the heck I'm talking about. I kind of want to pick the model up to get to some of these points, and then I kind of don't want it. I kind of do, and I kind of don't. Alright, let's get to some of these backlights. See, even with just a wash, you know, it's starting to look really kind of cool. Really kind of cool. Not sure how something is kind of cool, but yeah, let's get some of this, the hind legs here. Let's just load up the brush really heavily, and let's just goop it right on. Right on, right on. Ooh, getting some of the crevices here. Let some of that wash play around. Oh, that's neat how it's got like the little fleshy tendons that are into the there's little tendons hanging onto the armor plates. That's really kind of neat. See, this is why I like Forge World stuff. You know, they really kind of pay attention to a lot of these kinds of details. And before you guys say, no, I'm not a huge Forge World fanboy, but I'm a bit of a fanboy, I guess. As they have my vote, because they'll continue to produce stuff even for non-popular armies. And so anybody who will support the underdog is aces in my book. But I really don't have a book, so I can't put aces in there. I'm not even sure what the heck that's supposed to mean. Aces in my book. Carry around a book of aces. I don't understand that. All these kind of old expressions like that just don't make a whole lot of sense. I'm sure they had a usage in the time, but like one that I thought was really kind of funny. Well, it's not funny, but is like rule of thumb. That expression, rule of thumb. And people use it a lot. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people. Like it's an expression that people use these days. That, you know, it's used it in the past and it's still used today. But a quick little search reveals that rule of thumb, it come about because back in the days when it was okay to hit somebody, a man couldn't hit his wife, as crazy as this is, a man couldn't hit his wife with anything that was thicker than his thumb. And when I read that, I was like, wow, that's craziness. Like, I don't advocate violence against anybody. And I especially don't advocate violence against women. And, you know, and here's an expression that people use every day. And in essence, it advocates violence against women because you're saying you can't, you know, the rule of thumb. You can't hit her with anything larger than your thumb. And I read that and I was like, this is craziness. This is completely crazy. And so what are some other expressions out there? Maybe you guys know. What are some expressions out there that, you know, are used today and they seem harmless enough, and yet really they're based in something that, you know, is really quite heinous. And, you know, violence against women, violence against anybody, but violence against women, I mean, for me is really low for somebody. You know, like, it's just terrible. And, you know, like, I don't get me all mad now. That's probably why I laugh lots. But anyway, where was I? Oh yes, painting a Tyranid. Using a whole bottle on a model. Gonna make a country song about wargaming. You think a country song would be good? Maybe like a rock song. I'm not much of a rap artist, so I can't really rap it. And so, yeah. You guys probably wondering, this man is completely gone. He's sitting here painting models, talking to himself, and he's gone. The man is mentally gone. And you know what? I might be. I'm open to the possibility that I am completely gone. And so, yeah. I think these little detailed parts have to get done later on, I think. But with the addition of a simple little wash, you can get from this kind of yellowy tone. Oh, and before anybody asks, I guess, the model is sprayed in Army Painter's Desert Yellow. And so that's the base color, that's the primer. So if anybody's asking how Matt does his models, that's how he does it. But you know what though, that wash has really changed the tint of this. That doesn't quite look the same to you, does it? I don't know. I think it's looking okay on here, but it really got absorbed, like, it's kind of like, you know, spreading through the wall. It's not doing the typical going into the crevices. It's pretty heavy into the crevices, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see once it's dry. Oh, jeez, arms are sticking together now. And so on that note, people, I'm going to continue work on this, and I'll see you in the next update. Oh, I didn't get to really what I was doing on my desk here, did I? Well, too bad. You have to wait until the next time. And so, this is Kris. See you guys in the next update. Happy wargaming.